let's go fix this trigger really quickly, trigger guard. Let's keep groups and then do another half. I just want fewer points to kind of deal with here. Perfect. So now I'm going to mask this one here, and these are going to kind of curve inwards. And I guess I can go ahead and mask these points. Invert that, and then we'll go ahead and clip these up to this point here. Good enough. And then same thing for this side. Using my move brush there to kind of put these all in the same place, and then we'll just go ahead and mask these points out, invert that, and then we'll just clip them up. These work a little bit better. If you need more resolution, you know, you can feel free to, quick and dirty way just to go more resolution. And if you want to make sure you don't Dynamesh these, you know, you can always turn Dynamesh off. Okay, so we got that shape a little bit better. I just got a few more things to do. I'm going to Alt tap this one. I'm going to Control, I'm going to mask this area out because it looks like right in front of here. Control tap to invert that. These get a little bit wider. Go X, W, pull this out. And need to reclip these back. Perfect. Actually, not perfect. Need to go back here and just reclip these back. And I should probably stop saying perfect. Good enough, let's say. Okay, so now we got this thing here. I'm going to go do another cube, and we'll just drop that right on there. Split that off, and haven't done a quick save in a while. And we'll just reload this one. Okay, and then W. Mirror and weld, so I can have something to click on. There we go. Move this back-ish. Move this down. So it's a little thin piece here. Actually, looks like it's up quite a bit. Turn on polyframe here. We'll go to Insert, Single Edge Loop, and we'll give it a little bump. Actually, before we give it a little bump, because it goes back to flat, let's go ahead and insert another single edge loop where it stops bumping, and then this comes here, and then it stops bumping here, so then this thing bumps up, like so, and this whole thing gets embedded a little bit more. And this is actually going to curve, so I'm going to mask this piece out here, and then we'll just move that down along the same profile there. Alright, we'll do a quick crease, dynamic, oops, not that tolerant. There we go. And it looks like, again, I need to insert another single edge loop just to kind of round that shape out a little bit better. Alright, I think we're ready to detail this thing up. So I'm going to Dynamesh these at slightly higher resolutions maybe. So I can go through here and kind of just smooth out some of these kinks. It looks like it's pretty high Dynamesh. I just need to go in and smooth it a little bit. And this wood here is pretty smooth, so I'm just going to smooth the heck out of these transitions. They're not sharp at all. And then same thing when it transitions back to that rubber piece here. So these are very, very soft transitions. And then it kind of hardens up on this one, and then these are also very soft. It looks like. Use our move brush, put that back in there. And I'm guessing this rubber piece here, it doesn't, I can't really tell from the reference, but I'm going to guess it's either slightly bigger or slightly smaller. So I'm going to tuck this back in just a tad and then kind of smooth this out a bit, I think. There we go. That'll be our rubber piece there. And details. So let's see what we got. We got this thing here. I'm going to smooth this out a bit, re-Dynamesh, and bring our reference back. Let's pop it into place. And for here, again, we can just go ahead and paint on where our details go. And we'll dumb that down a bit. And we're going to put in holes where these things should be. And it looks like we have very small holes here, so I'm going to crank that intensity up, and we'll just poke some very small holes in here. And looks like they got simple screws here. So I'm going to go brush, insert, BI, industrial parts, and we'll grab a flathead, and we'll just plop those right in there. Control Shift. Control tap to mask those. We'll push those in a little bit, and of course we'll do a hide point split hidden, and then we'll do D to dynamic preview, and we'll go ahead and crease this one as well. Perfect. Now for the other side, we did have X turned on because I forgot to turn it off, but I don't think this other side looks like that. So what I'm going to do, well, you know, maybe it does. Actually, no, it doesn't. So what I'm going to do, really quickly, I'm going to turn this off, and I don't have a side view of this side. What I can do is turn off X symmetry, turn off my poly paint. I'm just going to use H polish to kind of get rid of those things here, and now I'm just going to kind of eyeball. Looks like there's a screw hereabouts. And then if you want to make a thing, let's make a thing. Let's go to our standard brush. Actually, we'll clone this off, give it a drag dots with an alpha. So there we go, we made a thing. So now we can be a little bit more concise and accurate. Ooh. And focal shift. There we go. So we've got a thing here, and then a thing here, and then another thing here. Good enough. And then it looks like these flatheads are actually flat, not bulging out, but you know what? That's okay. I'll re-grab that, pull that out, Control Shift, actually, let's scale this one down just a little bit. Now if I wanted to be very, very precise, obviously I would just copy the ones over from the other side. If I wanted to be really precise, I'd probably be taking this into Fusion 360 eventually, but I'm not there yet. Again, there's just blocking this out really quickly. Split hidden, dynamic, there we go. And then I don't need these two, so I can go out of X. Whoops. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Alright, the only thing we're missing is a little piece here. So what I'm going to do actually, let's go ahead and just duplicate this off, push this back, and instead of slice, what I'm going to do is trim curve, and I'm just going to trim this down to just a block. There we go. And it looks like, you know what, we can do H polish, get rid of that again. And it looks like this just goes up into here, and then goes down here, and then Control Shift, Control Alt Tap, and it does a little funny shape like that. And I don't think it's supposed to be that wide. Probably something like there. And I'm going to preview these a little bit more. Alright, so this thing is pretty well blocked out, I'm thinking. If we wanted to put a little bit more detail onto this thing, what I can do, you know what, let's just go ahead and just Dynamesh this thing. I'm having a hard time telling what's going on in here in some of these things, so I'm just going to kind of do, you know what, let's use our new brush we made. There we go, so it's got a thing like that, maybe, and then it's got another thing like this, maybe. Any of you Stevens shotgun experts can weigh in here if you'd like. I don't know, something like that. And I think this thing needs to be creased. Let's go ahead and do a crease, edge loop complete here and here. And we can go ahead and mask and pull that out a little bit more. Alright. Pretty decent so far. I think that's good enough. Oh wait, this front part here also needs some flat heads. And we'll go ahead and split those off. And now I can kind of push these in a bit. Cool.